Hey YouTube, this is TCA Gamer. I'm going to show you some cool purchases that I've made this past week. It's not too much. Then I'm also going to review a product, and then at the very end we're going to open up two Unweighed Expedition base set booster packs, one of my favorite sets, so hopefully we'll get something cool out of there. We'll start off with the review. It's actually a product that I've thought about making myself before. Here's the information: silvergt24@gmail.com, tx_bullion, and then IG silver.gt. And basically he reached out to me on IG and said, hey, would you like to try my product? And I basically said, no, not really. I get this kind of crap all the time. And then he said, what if I sent you one for free? And I looked at his page, and it was actually one of these box holders, but magnetic. And I was like, yes, most certainly, because this is something I have looked into having made before myself. So he sent one to me in the mail, and I'm going to try out this. Here's what the box looks like. It's a base set box. This is the one from Gem Mint Pokemon that I had bought, or that he had bought from Pokemon Radar, I believe, at the tournament, the World Championship tournament. You know, I had an opportunity to buy this entire case, and I turned it down like a fool, and then ended up paying $500 extra, I believe, for this box. And now I would basically pay that for an entire case. So, without further ado, let's see how it looks inside of it. So this is a nice, crisp case. Okay, so definitely doesn't go that way. Let's try this way. That's a nice tight fit. Ooh, I kind of like that. Yes, you know what? I've always invested in those Sterilite boxes that cost $1. But man, I think I like this one better. And for as much as these boxes are, nice mint ones, man, this would be great for display. Let's see how this holds up. So that's the end that I pulled the magnet off of. Now I'm shaking it pretty hard, giving it a little bit of weight. So that actually works really nice. I don't know how much these things are, but I might be going and buying myself some. So there's this information. I'm going to have to use this to reach back out to them, because I think that's all I have. A lot of times my IG messages are just gone. But man, I really like that. In fact, we're just going to leave it sitting there in the background, and I may be buying more of those myself. So if you have WotC boxes, that may be a good way for you to go. And there again, there's his information. You can reach out to him. Alright, so we're going to move on. We're going to go into some PSA stuff. I ordered this a while back. This is not the holo version. It's the much rarer card, but the way more common grade. Like if you had just a regular holo Eevee and then you had the non-holo Junior Rally, you know, this one's worth way more than the holo version. However, in Gem Mint 10, the holo version is worth, you know, well over $1,000. I mean, I've offered out $1,000. I'm not even sure what they would go for. That could be a high offer, it could be a low offer. I would pay $1,000, no problem for one. But this one I think is worth a couple $100 in Gem Mint 10. Also want some stuff from PWCC. You got a Charizard EX Japanese. We got a W Stamp Dark Arbok. Most of this stuff is all going into my personal collection. Got a Charizard with these like little raindrop things coming on down, and this is in Gem Mint 10 condition. We have a Mana Vault. This is from Alpha. To give you an idea of what an 8 is, like it's got a big chunk out right there, and you can kind of see the whitening all around the front. BGS, there's a reason that I don't invest usually in this, but for alpha stuff I just want to make sure that it's completely legit, because I'm not as well versed in Magic and how they fake stuff. So here we have a Miracle Crystal Charizard, another Japanese one, and then we have a Japanese Storefront Charizard, which I was really surprised this one got a 10. If you look on the back side here, it's got like a corner ding. So I mean, I'm not going to talk too bad about VGS when I also got a pretty bad PSA one. And this is probably the worst grade out of all of them, but I think my price was kind of reflective of it. It's very expensive. It's the Time Walk. It's one of the Power 9, and it is alpha. It was graded 8.5, but you can look, I mean, there's whitening all around the front, pretty heavy on some of these corners. And then on the back side, it's kind of the same deal. I mean, you can see the whitening pretty bad. In which even, you know, with that and the 8.5, I think I still paid over $8,000 for it. But I think it would have went a lot higher if it had been a strong 8.5. Some 8.5s, I think they've gotten more strict, kind of like Pokemon, or like PSA has. But this one, you know, is not very strong. I think if I tried to cross it to a PSA, I'd probably get about a 6, maybe a 7 if I got lucky. But I don't think it'd get much higher than that. So I'm smacking that. Next up, I got 4 free cards in the mail. This all come with a single order. Gem Mint 10, Gem Mint 10, Gem Mint 10, all these are Gem Mint 10, and what I ordered was, you know, way more expensive. There was so much smack talked about this card on E4, and you know what? I decided to go ahead and buy it anyways. Check it out. Got a Gem Mint 10 Typhlosion First Edition. You want to guess what I paid for it? $10,000. This thing went through auction. I think it was $7,000. There was no bids on it, and then it come back around basically a month later. And I was like, you know what? I have the money. I'm going to go ahead and buy it because I don't want to have to look for this card anymore. I'm tired of chasing it. And the reason they were bashing it so much for the price, there is a that's part of the case. If you look, you have to shine it pretty hard, but there's a really small print line to the right side of his face, and it's just right there. They were saying it went through the whole card, but it doesn't. It's just right there, and it's pretty light. Like, you have to shine it at the right angle. I'm thinking whoever this was a right-hand grader because there's also a red dot right there. In fact, I missed that. Somehow I missed that in the forum as well. Lootbox was like, oh, it's expensive because of the dot. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And Lootbox, you know, in his text message was like, man, there's a red dot right there. Is that why it's expensive? And I was like, no, it's expensive because of the grade, but I completely missed it. And I think it gives it character because I've seen this once before. So maybe this is a repeated type error, and it's a Gem Mint 10 on a Typhlosion, which is kind of crazy. So that right there is really the only reason I wouldn't have expected to get a 10. Maybe the centering. The centering isn't far enough off, and from like I think it's got to be 55, 65% or something like that to get a 10, and it's not that far off. But the backside is really nice. I mean, there's no damage whatsoever on the card. I mean, it's got a 10 back. If you're okay with the centering's off a little bit, but not much. And then that's the only damage I could find to the hollow. And like I said, you almost got to search for it. And it's not these lines here. That's on the PSA case. It's that little one right there. And then there's a red dot, which I kind of like. I don't think it detracts from the overall appeal of the card. So that's probably why it still got the 10. So people were saying it was a really weak 10, but you know what? I think it's decent. This is definitely a lot better than my strong 9s, and I'd be curious to see what other 10s look like that are in other people's collection and to check them out side by side. But either way, I knew that it was probably going to be a light 10, and I went ahead and paid the $10,000 anyways because I've chased this card for so long, and every 6 months that goes by, the price on this card goes up, and the prices on the boxes are just continuing to go up and up and up and up. And I figured, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get it now. I know that it's hard to pull. I know that it's hard to get in Gem Mint 10, and I want it for my personal collection. So I went ahead and pulled that trigger. So there it is, the Gem Mint 10 Typhlosion. And I did not forget, we still have 2 Expedition booster packs to open up. I think that maybe we'll do the Charizard artwork last, and we'll start off with this Feraligatr. These were unweighed. I bought them from a seller on eBay. They were in blister packs, but the blister packs were in terrible condition. So I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and open these out of the blister packs. If I can see them right here. I'll just cut it open out of there. I mean, they're just basically trashed. And so we're going to give it a shot, see what's going on here. Maybe we'll get something nice. I don't even know like what cards, you know, what number, like if it's the 3rd, 4th, or 5th off the back. So we'll just mimic whatever's in this pack in the next one. So we got a Totodile, and that's got a nice curve to it. Maybe that means we got some hollows back there. I mean, for sure there's going to be a reverse hollow, but maybe there's a second one. Kind of looks like it's a double thing going on there. Moo Moo Milk, Mareep, Caterpie. Maybe we'll pull a card off the back. There we go. We got Dragonair and Cubone. Very cool. There we go. Copycat. And then we have, after Cubone, ooh, man, reverse hollow Mew. Oh, man, that is a good one. And we got an Alakazam. That'll look nice beside my little FPO Alakazam. Oh, dang. You know, we didn't get the hollow in that one, but we did get a really nice reverse hollow. Wow. Super nice. Oh, that will be going to PSA, even if it's got white nicks on the backside. Yeah, it's got a little one there, a little bit off-centered. I don't think that. I think that has a less of a chance at a 10 than that Typhlosion. Next up, we have the Charizard artwork, which many of you know that artworks don't really change anything other than the fact that if you're keeping it sealed, it's just nice to have that artwork. So I think we did that pretty right. So we have Caterpie, and then I'm going to pull a Super Scoop up off of the back, and an Electabuzz. So Electabuzz was the other uncommon. Caterpie, Machop, Hoppip, For those of you who don't know, these are what the e-reader cards are that you can use to scan into an e-reader. Like this one has 1, 2 barcodes, so that means it either has like a game or a little movie or something like that. If you have one that only has 1 barcode, let me see if there's any over here. So like this Electabuzz, it doesn't have a barcode there, but it does have a barcode along the bottom. That means when you scan it into the Pokemon e-reader, it just kind of give you data on the Pokemon itself. The second barcode is what unlocks like a little game or something like that. Oh, it's a holo, and we got a Raichu. Oh man. And a reverse holo Hitmonlee, and then a rare Skarmory. I wonder if all expedition packs are like that. If it has a holo, then it's going to be holo, reverse holo, and then a rare. That should tell you how many expedition packs I've opened up. Man, this one looks nice. Check out the backside. Oh yeah, these corners are good. I would think that this one has a decent shot at a PSA 10. Man, really nice. I wonder if I need that one for my collection. And then Hitmonlee. I don't know if this one will get a 10 right off the bat. You can kind of see at the top. Well, I don't know if you can see it. There's like a hollow line that just cuts right across the top of it. You can kind of see it there. Usually, it's so close to the edge, they may not pull away from it, but a lot of times that stuff will go right down the middle of a card or through the text, and it detracts too much from the surface for them to give it a PSA 10. And then we also have the Skarmory, which looks kind of cool. It's almost got like a rainbow deal going on there in the background. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun opening up those 2 packs, and I really like that case, and then I really like the stuff that I got in. I'm ready to put that stuff in my personal collection. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and be on the lookout for our next video tomorrow at 12 o'clock.